Hello everybody, welcome to my studio painting of the Susquehanna River at Wyalusing. I'm just doing some final touches here, some finishing touches of the sky and various places. This painting is an homage to Thomas Cole. Some of you may know him. He's the famous founder of the Hudson River School, the 19th century group of painters. And I was just at the Metropolitan Museum in New York, and as long as I've been going there, I hadn't really spent much time in front of that painting. It's of Mount Holyoke. It's the river bend there. It's a kind of a horseshoe bend, very iconic painting. And so this painting is loosely inspired by it. And while I was there at the Met, I discovered something that I hadn't seen before. It was a self-portrait. Cole included himself in the painting. So I've done the same with my homage here, and I just invented this. I didn't have a photograph. I just did the figure there, and it has the one note of red there. It might be the brightest note of color in the painting. But Cole's painting, like mine, has the river on the right side, but his has a big bank of storm clouds here, but the clouds are on the left, and then it has this landscape below. And part of his aesthetic with landscape was showing man-made aspects, cultivated fields, fields of grain and buildings and barns. And so I've done the same thing, but there's one significant difference. Cole was a outspoken environmentalist, a proto-environmentalist, and he railed against the intrusion of industrial onslaught during the 19th century. So this has a little vestiges of this updated that has aspects of fracking here. There's a part of the water system here, and this is a well pad over here, and some vestiges of it there. Unless I pointed out to you, you might not have known it. But the main thing of this painting is the light. It has this crepuscular light, and when you first saw me, I was just popping in some of the some highlights here on the clouds. I did use a photograph, but they were embellished and invented to simulate this crepuscular type of light. And if you come down here to my palette, I've arranged it like I always do it in a color wheel, just going around the color wheel, but I've put out some more blues than I normally do. And I thought I'd just point out a couple that I find very useful. This one here is called King's Blue. It's a Rembrandt color, and it's kind of a periwinkle. It's a blue going towards the violet. And this next one is a staple of my palette, ultramarine blue, and then cobalt blue. And then this next one is a new color. It's a very similar to cerulean blue, but has a little more intensity. It's called, that's not the one, manganese blue. I guess I don't have it out here right now, but that's what this color is here, manganese, and then cerulean blue. And then that's kind of a viridian or phthalo green. And then this is a very useful green here too. I use it a lot. It's a warm green going back toward the yellow, and it is chromium of oxide green. So I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to mix up a color, so if you come back in, the surface is linen that's been glued to a piece of masonite, and then I've tinted it. I had a tint that was kind of a terracotta color, and you can see the warmth kind of coming through there, so it adds a little variety, so it's not just like pure blue. But if you come down here, I'm going to mix up a blue that's a little bit darker in value. So I'm mixing some of this ultramarine blue. I'm going to put a little black in there too, because I want to mitigate it. When we think of blue skies, it's amazing you can get away with the very little chroma and still have the feeling of that's a little grayer than what I want and not quite as dark. I wanted to go a little bit darker there. So I'm going to put a little bit of alizarin crimson in there too. And then test it out here to see if that's a little too purple. I put a little more cerulean in there and a little more weight. See if I can get this hue and value right. That's getting closer to what I want. So what I'm endeavoring to do is darken the sky here a little bit, and also to accentuate these parts of the crepuscular light there. So always when you have a sky, it goes darker as you go up. Let's see here. Just a touch of black. And there's a kind of an adage of not using black, and it has its merit. I guess the reason is so we don't use black by default to get a darker color, but it really does come in handy in a lot of instances if you use it for the right purposes. So that's what I wanted to do here. I'm just kind of feathering the color here. I'm going to do a little finger painting. And then I'm going to go over to the other side to do with the same color. When you see that on my palette, it's just kind of a bluish gray. And that's kind of what I wanted here too. There's the adage of softening edges, and that definitely comes in with clouds and sky. Okay, I thought I'd mention one other thing is the aspect of atmospherics in this painting and the sfumato. The sfumato is the bluish haze. It's a term invented by Leonardo, and it certainly comes into play here. Or maybe you could come in a little closer. So the idea is it gets more diffuse, and the values get closer together as it goes back into space. So there's this is atmospheric perspective, or sfumato, as opposed to linear perspective. I could probably do a little bit of that here too. This area is called Omit's Ferry. It's where my grandparents lived on my mother's side. They had a farm up here back in the 30s. And I think the house is still there. And just this week I was painting down on the island. Those of you that watch my YouTube channel, just a couple days ago, I was on an island right up in here. It's a beautiful May evening. Okay, so if you back up a little bit, this is my studio session here, and this painting is going to be part of my open house in Wyalusing this weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend. But if you don't happen to get there to see it, the gallery is open by appointment anytime, as is the North Star Art Gallery here in Ithaca. So look for this painting and others, briankeeler.com and northstarartgallery.com. Okay, cheers.